This is a series with James on the go. We're taking a quick look at concerns about immigration and the border. Let me ask the burning question about immigrants. Who are they? Let's go back and think of our founding fathers who formulated the Constitution and established this great nation. They all arrived here from somewhere else and were all immigrants for the most part. James, like many Americans today, recognized that things happened to the native people of this country and to the slaves that were not good and were not always the best for the country. For the rest of Americans, we were immigrants from somewhere. But there's more to the story. Naturalization, the process to become a citizen, was one of the first laws passed in our country back in 1790. That's 3 years after the Constitution was approved. Most importantly, to be naturalized, you needed to pledge under oath that you intended to renounce all allegiance to any foreign governments and become a loyal United States citizen. Makes sense. Over the years, there were a series of other laws passed. The very first laws in the 1790s deported those who posed a national threat. There were laws that blocked those that were ill, limited immigration based on race, then removed race quotas. Then immigration laws were based on job skill, family reunification, and political refugee resettlement, and so on. These laws secured our rich history of immigrants and brought people from countries which were oppressing them. And yet, there was never a law supporting economic refugees. Those seeking a better life of prosperity and wealth had to go through the work visa process. Together, these laws helped to vet those coming into the country. The laws provided ways to answer to the calls and the screams of those who were seeking political asylum and enter into the U.S. as a place of refuge. The laws were answers for those starting a new life in a new country and a new world. These laws were established for people who had interest in being part of this great experiment of a nation that is known as the American way. As we fast forward to today's issues, we see that there is no vetting of immigrants coming illegally from our southern border. We don't know who these people are. We don't know if they're criminals. We don't know if they've taken lives. So who are these immigrants crossing our southern border? The answer is we don't know, and that's a problem. But we can tell you this from the information we have been receiving over the last 6 months. The increase of military-aged men from combating nations are coming over unvetted. That's another problem. There has to be a restoration of proper vetting processes. Yet, we need to reform our immigration policies and laws. Here's a wise saying, "The land shall not be given forever. For the land is mine, for you are strangers and sojourners with me." So let's return the initial purpose of immigration, which was for the U.S. to be the melting pot of those who share an allegiance to this nation and who share our national vision of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Seems like a good plan. We know that James is the person to help guide our country in that direction. By the way, James is running for Senate. Join us in part 2 of this series. Till next time.
The clock has started. Yes, sir. Reading you loud and clear.